question I always used to ask myself when Rick Smith was the GM was like, is it possible to get a GM just for the quarterback? You know what I mean? Like just
the first round, just let him pick in the first round and get him
out.
Just
like a GM who handles that portion of it.
Rick was amazing. Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's the question that I'm asking now for Nick Caserio with just offensive linemen. Can we get an AGM that just handles the offensive line acquisitions? And then you'll probably be all right with what you're doing here.
Everybody keeps getting promotions over there too. They've been, this guy's the assistant GM. He's been here since watching the O-line suck for all these years. This guy's getting a promotion. He's been here watching it. Everybody get promotions over there. It's not just like it's not just he looked at 2023 and was like, well, this line's not very good. Better get it ready for 2024. No. He started putting all the pieces together in 2022. It was bad in 2023. It's bad in 2024. It's bad in 2025.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a 1-year sample size or 2-year sample size.
No, and I think if I had to go back and look, if we're doing an autopsy on this whole thing, like I think probably heading into 2023, he thought we got this figured out. We got Laramie on the left. They extended Titus Howard, so obviously they felt some kind of way about Titus Howard. They brought in Shaq Mason, who Nick had a lot of confidence in because he was with him in New England. Kenyon Green, horrible rookie year. They're going to see what happens his second year. And they drafted Juice Scruggs to play center. If I had to guess, that was probably the coming into the season period where they felt like, all right, this is going to be our offensive line. And it turned out they were wrong on 80% of it. And so, he has not done a good job picking offensive linemen in the draft. There's no question about that. The season ticket holder, the season ticket member event is an interesting thing because I wonder if that's something like a pep rally where you're somewhere and you say things and you're like, all right, I'm not going to go deep on the offensive. I'm with a bunch of season ticket holders. I don't want them to walk out of here with a deep dive analysis on the offensive line. I'm just saying this. And then you got people with their phones there and we wind up with it and we're treating it like it's hardcore analysis. Like if I had to guess, if we asked him that same question on 610, I don't know that maybe he would have that same answer. I don't know. That felt like an answer to me, Landry, that was like one of those
pep rally.
I'm at a pep rally event. And this is, I'm not going to sit here and throw my offensive line under the bus. I'm just going to kind of give something. I'm giving an answer to move on to the next question.
That's sure. But at the press conference, he did say, we didn't feel like we needed to make any wholesale changes and we trust our process and stuff. But I mean, that's fair with the,
well, you could have a different pep rally answer. Like what you said is not what you had to say. You know what? Hey, we drafted Ariante Ursary. We really like him. We like Ariante Ursary. Hey, Cole Popovich, I like him as a coach. I believe in him. He's got a challenge, and he knows the challenge to get more out of these guys.
See,
I mean, you might have had Debbie the Texan standing up clapping.
No, you're right. He went over the top, no doubt, on me. Like, hey, all is well, nothing to see here. Like Kevin Bacon in Animal House, as he's getting run over in the streets. Like, remain calm, all is well. And now this offensive line is basically a riot in the middle of the streets right now in Animal House. Do you guys feel like the Texans are close?
No.
Close. DeMeco feels like the Texans are close.
Close is a disease for this team. And DeMeco Ryans tried to clarify the close comment when he talked at the podium today, but close is a disease because yes, you in the factual understanding of the word close, you were close to winning 3 football games, but you're not close to going where you needed to go as an organization. That's my biggest thing. Yeah, you were close to winning those games, but you're not close to being a team that is better on offense than you were in 2024, because that's the goal when you make all of those changes. The goal when you fire the offensive coordinator, change the offensive line coach, change out the players that you did on offense, is to be better than you were in 2024. So, yeah, you were close to winning a couple of football games. You couldn't be further away from being better than 2024. That's why close is such a disease-ridden word when it comes to this team, because it's almost like if they just won a few games, they'd be like, wow, look at Nick Caley. Look how good he's doing. It's like, no, you still wouldn't be able to move the ball at will. You still don't have a thing that you're good at on offense. Like, you don't have a bread and butter. They don't even have a bread and butter play, much less a way that they operate. Like if Nick Caley had to get 4 yards right now, I don't know if he has a favorite play that he could call. Like, He might pull the old Bill O'Brien. Well, I didn't have a play. It's like close is a disease for this team that needs to be eliminated from their vocabulary.
Yeah, close is a relative term, but here's the thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Let's say maybe that they actually are close. Are you capable of getting that last step over to where you need to get, right? Whether you're close or not. Because again, I will come back to the fact of the matter, which is a lot of these issues are the same issues that you've had a good amount of time to fix. They remain unfixed. So if I got a car that break down, which has happened before, like a few paces away from the gas station, it don't matter how close I am. I ain't got no gas. This car's not going to move. I'm not getting to where I need to go. And ultimately, that's kind of the thing that's more scary for me about the Texans. They can be close as hell. They are not fixing these issues. Tackling is one of those things that I believe in this defense. Tackling shows up as an issue again. Offensive line shows up as an issue again. Penalties, dumb ones, show up as issues again. And these are things that you keep telling me are small and easy to fix. Well, where's the easy fixes then?
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Well, and today I asked him, it's weird because I hear DeMeco say this all the time. I heard him say it last week. The NFL is a close league. It comes down to a few plays. These guys are professionals. They all get paid. And then you're talking about your team being close. So is that encouraging? And he said, no, it's not encouraging. I'm just stating fact. I'm just stating the obvious. So I know his nickname's Cap. From now on, he's Cap Obvious at his podium. He's Cap and Obvious is what DeMeco is when it comes to some of the stuff he says, like with the close thing. This is the saddest thing for me. And these have been some painful reaction Mondays because we want them to win. It's better for our lives when the Texans win. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to cover the team with integrity, but it's better when they win. But this is what's the saddest thing if you think about this. So Lovie Smith's whole thing was that we're close. He said it all the time. They won like 2 or 3 games, but that was what Lovie Smith was saying. DeMeco's starting to sound like Lovie Smith. And here's the other thing. I keep hearing about the last team to start out 0-3 and make the playoffs. I keep hearing about it. The only team this century to do it was the 2018 Texans. We were right there, guys. We were right there. We saw it happen, all that. We were at all the games. It's sad that now a Bill O'Brien season where Bill O'Brien got appointed king and ruined the franchise is like the rally cry for where the savior DeMeco Ryans is at. I know that that's an example that a lot of people want to use. Just realize what you're doing. Like, do not use that as like some sort of example or some sort of standard. Because here's the other thing about that, Sean. Like, you remember how pissed O'Brien used to get at me, you, whoever would criticize that team and say, man, this is a fool's gold 11-5. How are they doing this? And Bill O'Brien was like, you guys are unbelievable, blah, 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 blah. I remember him like cussing at me after a game when I asked, and they ended up getting smoked in the playoffs. So like, that's not like what you want to strive for, but it does seem to be like a rally cry, and all NFL teams are close. I respect DeMeco Ryans for basically admitting that he's just saying Captain Obvious stuff, but I don't understand like what the point of even saying it is if that's the case. Like, it's almost like he just thinks that we aren't there when he speaks all the other times. He's kind of talking out of both ends.
My whole thing is, if you think you're close, if this offense stays the way it is right now, like you think you're close. If this offense stays the way it is right now, they're a 4-13 football team, 5-12, something like that. Like you're not like you are not close. And offensively, and that's really what we're talking about is the offense. When we're talking about they're close, we're talking about the offensive side of the football. I don't care about the scoreboard in these 3 games. I'm talking, like you said, Cody, like this is about the big picture. It's not process. It's not about individual games where we happen to have the ball in the 4th quarter with a chance to do this or that. This offense is a disaster right now. This is not an offense that can win you anything. Like this can't get you to the playoffs, this offense, the way it is right now. They literally have 4 trips into the red zone this year. 4. They haven't scored on any of them. They have 4 trips into the red zone in 3 games. Last I checked, the red zone was right next to the end zone, which is where you actually score points. You are literally not close. Like, you're not close in any of these games. Like, you are geographically, GPS-wise, not close. Like that, I don't know how else to frame it to you, DeMeco. Like you've gotten into position to score fewer times than really shitty offensive football teams. You're a disaster right now. Like you're not close at all. And if this continues, you'll be 5-12 this year. If that, this is a hard schedule. I don't know if you guys have looked. It's like I went through I told myself I wasn't going to do it. I'm like, I'm just going to focus. I felt like one of these people from the Texans that get up to the podium this week and are going to say, we're just focused on Tennessee, because they're going to get asked all these questions about 0-3 in the season. We're just focused on Tennessee. I tried to do that for like 6 hours and I couldn't. The teams that are 3-0 right now, they play 5 games over the course of the rest of the season against some of the teams that are against the teams that are 3-0 right now. Whether it's Buffalo, 2 Indianapolis games, San Francisco's 3-0, whatever. And then there's a bunch of 2-1s in there. There's a bunch of really good defenses. The Texans are one of, I think, 6 or 7 teams that are 0-3. Other than the Titans, who they are mandated to play by the rules of the league because they're in the same division, there's 6 of them, Reggie, 6 0-3 teams. They play the Titans because they have to. They don't play any of the other 0-3 teams. So they don't have any of the shitty teams on their schedule. They got a bunch of the good teams on their schedule. And I know it's only 3 games. And in a month from now, we'll look back and laugh that we were talking about the Colts like they were something or somebody. Like, some of these teams are going to, their water's going to find its level with some of these teams. But it ain't looking good right now in terms of just who they've got to play, especially in the near term here. Like they better be close. They better be close on offense because they've got some tough tests coming up.
Just to add on to Sean's point, they're the only team in the league that has an opponent strength of schedule over 60%.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Yeah. And I think, Colts, like, even if let's say that the Colts are a 9 or 10 win team, like they're not a 14 win team. They're not a 13 win team. Say they're a 9 or 10 win team. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Like they've won 9 games with Gardner Minshew. And they won 8 last year. So you then have to go, what do you have to go? 9-5 for the remainder of the season. So you have to play 9-5 football for the remainder of the season.
And the added difficulty of that is you talk about all these difficult games. They're all front loaded, right? While you're still trying to figure out the morass that this thing is, right? You've talked about it. Ravens, Seahawks, Niners, Broncos. That's all front loaded. Like, they ain't no breaks in there for you to get your bearing outside of your bye week. All the easy stuff is maybe on the back end when the season might be dead and gone.
Yeah. I don't even know how easy it is. I mean, the Cardinals are 2-1 right now. You play the right. The Chargers are week 17. They're 3-0 right now. That's one of the 3-0 teams. And Justin Herbert looks like every barb that I threw at him in the preseason, I look like a dipshit right now because Justin Herbert looks like an MVP of the league right now.